Why, hello there, handsome. Are you ready for 15 minutes of hell?
I'm like, let's do it. I'm ready. Kidding
All
me?
right. So,
I'm
I
all about
believe
it.
I am the last person on your crazy e-dating roster.
It's weird because you can only have so many. It's a strange feeling, It's just like, oh, you only get this. Like they cut off everyone, and I'm like, oh shit. I don't do this as much as the girls, so it's a little, you know. So apparently there was enough people to help my ego a bit, and then, but then then you decided no, f that. I'm taking the rest. So,
Well, I
yeah.
apologize for that, but
No, it's
yeah,
awesome.
it's a rare treat to be able to actually hear your opinions on things. So I'm like, I gotta get in on this.
I am here for you. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Right. I do like your it's not a one-up mushroom. I do like the stuff in your background. I'm a creeper.
Oh, oh yeah. I'm like
Yeah, I
something like
know
that.
which way is which.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna
Are you
pick
an
your
artist?
brain.
Is that an artist tablet? Is that your or
Oh
is that
yeah,
just a
this is
monitor?
it's a as I just destroy my computer. Yeah, it's a Huion tablet. My
Yeah, yeah,
husband
yeah.
is an old school sculptor for NECA and McFarlane, so
Oh,
I'm
no
trying to get
way.
him to learn ZBrush. But
I grew up.
ooh,
I'm an old soul, so I grew up with like the old McFarlane comics back in the day.
oh yeah,
So yeah,
God.
Spawn and all that stuff. Yeah, I was a kid when that was huge, and that was like everywhere at the time. So yeah, yeah.
Oh, brings me back. Yeah, sadly, McFarlane has kind of fizzled out, and it shouldn't. Spawn was a good franchise.
It was. I
But,
think they're trying to bring it back though. The
oh,
movie, they're trying to
good.
re-option it. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I have this little list of dumb questions, but I'm like, we could just talk about what is it, your cat, your mom's cat? James Ironwood spends 15 minutes talking about pussy.
That's a headline right there. That's something we can put up on Twitter. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Where are you, by the way? Where are you guys located?
I am in Wichita, Kansas, and I am very hot. Yeah.
Wichita. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The freaking abyss of plains and Republicans.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that does sound like Kansas.
Yeah.
Although it's a bit more contested now, right? Things are changing in Kansas. Quite like
We still have the Koch brothers and the evil empire. So, yeah, it's this big
oh,
black huge building on the horizon. It's no bueno.
oh,
Yeah. Just
gotcha.
but yeah, and I apologize in advance if my husband crashes the panel and flexes.
No,
He's also an older Asian man, so he has to have a beefy muscle off.
there we go. I'm ready for it.
All right,
Thanks for prepping
sorry,
me.
I have a cat here. Go.
Oh,
All right, well, I'm gonna actually bother you. I was gonna ask you serious questions, but you seemed so sad in that actual five-person chat, and I
I
have.
seem sad.
You did. You seemed a bit sad. I don't know. Maybe you just, it was just serious.
Wow.
Yeah, you're a sad boy.
I thought I was laughing a lot. I
Oh,
guess it didn't come across. Wow.
oh, you just seemed a little overwhelmed by the heaviness of all the nerdery. But let's see. I'm gonna actually ask you some actual questions. I have a whole gaggle of humans that were like, "Here, take these questions to Jason," and I'm like, "I'll try." Let's see.
Bring it on, Gaggle. Let's do
All
this.
right. um, Generally, Ironwood fans are not super anticipating Volume 8 because Volume 7 was hard. It started out like a 3, and like, oh, Ironwood is sad, he needs a hug. And then at the very end, when he shot Oscar out of nowhere, it skyrocketed to a 9. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, in your personal opinion, no bearing on canon, how bad of a time are Ironwood fans going to have next season?
It's hard to say this without like
I
ruin.
mean, honestly, if he dies, then that's a 1. He's finally fucking over it, and he's no longer in this anime.
I, I think they've done an interesting job with where he goes. Actually, I mean, it's his big turn is 7. That what you guys saw was like the big, I had enough of this shit. I do everything for everyone. I secured all the relics. I'm protecting everybody, and nobody cares. Nobody's like giving me credits. It's kind of you feel bad for the guy because he's like trying, and in the meantime, he's getting lied to and framed. It's just come on, like how it's like how far can you go until a man or a woman just snaps until they're like, you know what, forget it. Like there is no counsel. I'm taking it. I don't know. Whatever happens, there's a lot. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff that we don't know too. So the
Hmm.
voice actors only get segments because they don't want you to know too early. Because
Really?
like,
Huh.
well, in some cases, like
Hmm.
whenever we're all done, then we'll know everything. But like
Hmm.
as we're recording this, they don't really want you to know everything because do you remember was it Tom Holland just giving
Hmm.
stuff away
Oh yeah, yeah.
before?
I
Yeah,
was gonna say
yeah,
you could just go the Mark Hamill route and be like, "This sucked, and I'm spoiling
yeah,
everything." What are they gonna do? Kill Luke?
yeah. But yeah, but it is. I think honestly, it's funny because one of my favorite lines ever was one of the most heated, contested moments where he's just like, like James is what my friends call me. Like the to you it's general, and then does like a hip shot right into his. I'm like, look, I get it's a kid. This is it's an interesting moment, but it was just such a cool line. Such a we did that delivery like 10 times just to get that right,
Hmm.
just to make sure it was that cool.
Oh, this kind of segues into a less serious, less spoilery question. Um, any dumb outtakes while you were voice acting? Like with the fight with Watts, Ironwood was doing a lot of effort sounds, which sound pretty
Oh,
hilarious out of context. So,
yeah. Tell me about it because every session we do at the very, very end, you get efforts, tons of them. And it just, by the end of that, you don't have a voice for the next
ooh,
half day. I
dang.
mean, which is fine because it's like, we're done. Let's just get every single thing we can out.
Hmm.
And although it wasn't the efforts, there was was it 6 or 7? I think maybe it was early 7. Yeah, it was early season 7. There was a lot. Miles and Carrie, they crack up every time because everyone has one per season where you just can't effing say it. Like it's so easy. It's right there on the page, and you cannot enunciate it for some reason.
Hmm.
And I mean, yeah, I had to stop, drink water, pace around the room. Like everyone was laughing. I'm like, geez, I'm sorry, guys. They're like, no, it's fine, fine. We just take your time.
Do
But
you
yeah,
remember what line it was, and would you be willing to share
I
it?
I think I mentally blocked it out because I
Oh
was so
God,
embarrassed.
it's the
But I'm
forbidden
sure
line.
I am sure because Miles was dying, so I'm sure Miles remembers, or maybe he remembers because it's one of those like, how many minutes am I going to spend doing this one line? But yeah, yeah. But ultimately, good times.
Another thing, I know you're a producer mainly. Is
Hmm.
that your day job? Have you considered doing voice acting more commonplace wise, like more frequently?
Actually, because of this, I'm up for 3 different projects. I was actually up for one before, a Stan Lee project,
Oh
and
wow.
they ended up going with. Well, it was funny because it came down to me. I don't know if I'm allowed to. I think I'm allowed to talk about this, but like it came down to me and another guy, which was amazing because again, I only have one credit to my name.
Hmm,
The good thing is they like what they hear, so
hmm,
thankfully. But I only have one credit. These guys have been doing this for a long time, so it came down to me and one person, and we were cordial, like hey, good luck, all that kind of stuff. And in the end, they chose a celebrity.
hmm.
So yeah,
That's a bummer.
but
Well,
I'm up for 3 different projects. So
hmm,
I mean,
well, good.
it'll be nice. My ultimate goal is directing. So
Hmm,
that this is a lot of fun. And the good thing is, since I've acted and especially with voice acting, where you don't have to worry about this. You're finding the character in your voice. It helps to direct actors. Like that's why sometimes really good actors become really good directors. Not always, but like yeah. But there's an understanding of what they're going through and what inspiration they need and how to bring that performance out of them.
hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I'm just sitting here picking your brain, and you're just like, let's
No,
see.
please.
I really
I'm having
appreciate it.
fun.
Oh, good.
I'm
I'm
having fun.
glad.
Yeah.
Do you keep tabs on the fan base? That's all I have to
I
say.
I didn't I didn't for a long time, and then people started sending me things, and I was so confused. There was a lot of fan art, and then like these stories that I didn't for a second. I'm like, wait, did this happen? I forgot, and then I'm like, oh no, no, yeah, it got real interesting, and eventually the fan fiction sort of era. I think Ironwood, especially recently, I guess, has become a big topic of fan fiction and stuff.
Hmm.
So interesting. I honestly, I just think it's really you have to admire just the commitment and the love from an audience that would do this. I think it's some people get annoyed. I think it's really wonderful. I don't read all of it. Some of it I have read made me cringe a bit, but like these but but those are the ones that people are sending me to do that. Those are
Hmm.
the specific ones. A
That's
lot of them are
terrible.
no, but a lot of the fan fiction is really I mean, because I write too, it's really creative. It's
Mm,
really well done, which is kind of amazing and just proves that the community is a lot cool. It's a lot cooler than a lot of other communities. Trust me.
mm,
I've been a part of a lot of movies and different things here and there, and the RWBY community is we're lucky. I feel like I'm lucky.
mm. Well, I'm glad it doesn't bother you. I am guilty of spamming the heck out of your Twitter, so I'm like,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
look, an
What's your
author.
handle?
I'm Broken Level. That one that sends you random
Oh.
art ever so often. Hi.
Okay,
That
awesome.
one
I,
weirdo.
I, I can put a face to a name now. It's perfect.
Well, here I'm going to ask you a very on-brand question. If you are familiar with my horrible internet persona, this is a very hilarious question. You have absolutely no obligation to answer it. It's a troll question, but in your opinion, with no bearing on canon, if Ironwood was trapped in a room with Weiss and Crow, and he had to fuck one of them or they would all die, who would he bone? I can see the cringe. You're like, no.
I don't I don't know if that's a
I'm
I'm going
sorry.
I'm going to very very cordially
I'm
refuse to
That's
answer that
totally
question.
fine. We were like talking about cringy fanfic. Hey.
You know, I'm sure people have opinions. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Yeah.
All right. Running down the clock, keeping a close eye on it. Well, here's a
Oh
more
yeah.
appropriate question in that same vein. What is your personal opinion on Ironwood's relationship with this Schnee family, like Wes and Winter? We finally got to see more of Ironwood and Winter doing things together, and that was a
Yeah.
highlight of season 7 for me, at
It
least.
was. Yeah. Shoot. I mean, it just feels cool. There's a lot of different direction the show's getting, a lot of different arcs that people have right
Hmm.
throughout seasons, and to see her as like just a badass snappy lieutenant for him is a cool. It just feels cool. One of my favorite shots ever in the show is when they all show up to the house and she's right next to him, or like
Hmm.
right before that. He's just like, well, I guess we have to smile for the cameras, and she says something like, "I'd rather be dead." I can't remember. They have to force me something. She's got that like that wit.
Hmm.
Yeah, I all I can say is I love it. I think the dynamic is cool, and she's also a very, because he's going through a lot of consternation, a lot of
Hmm.
change. But she is all in some ways is almost more fascinating because she has to do a lot of that internally, and it's not even resolved yet. He's made a
Hmm.
turn. He's made
Hmm.
his character turn very visible. She, even at the end, is like, just get out. I'm still calling the police. I'm still getting people here.
Hmm.
You've got a 10-second head start, and that's all I'm giving you. So yeah, she's a great character with a really cool arc.
Hmm. Well, I appreciate your input. Again, eye on the clock. I have like 2 minutes. Oh
No, no,
God.
yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Dumb thing. Do you speak any other languages? No.
I can conjugate Spanish pretty well because I took it in high school, but the only one I really kind of know is Chinese because my mom's from Taiwan,
Hmm.
so we're half Chinese, half German, Irish, English.
Hmm.
And I've been all over Asia. I've modeled and acted all over Asia, but
Hmm.
the only time I could really communicate was Chinese, and even then, it's not great.
Oh.
My I can actually understand. I mean, a lot of people can, but I
Hmm.
can understand a lot more because I've heard it my whole life.
Hmm.
Most of my family. My dad's side is smaller. My mom's side is a very big Chinese family, so I've heard it a lot. And you honestly, it's if they were here, they'd be shaming me for not knowing Chinese better.
Oh, my
Uh,
husband's from Hokkaido, Japan, so I tried to learn Japanese when we had to go over and see his family. I had him speak to me in Japanese for a week, and oh, that got real no. Could
just throw you in the deep end.
He
Just
did.
just
It
try it
didn't
right.
work.
Yeah,
I drowned. I died. I sunk and I died.
a hard language. It's a
Mm.
hard language,
Would you be
Japanese.
willing to
Yeah.
say something in Mandarin? Something Ironwoody? On the spot.
Uh, trying to think of like what. Oh my God! I was sorry because so I have this. A fan actually made this last season. I had this here. This
Oh,
gun.
neat.
Yes. But I'm trying to. I'm like, how did oh my God! I forgot how to say it. Bang. Oh Jesus! All these Chinese fans are going to be like disgraceful, disgraceful.
Your ancestors look
Disgraceful.
upon you and cry.
Yeah, but it's like
Aw.
drop the gun. I don't want to
It's
try it.
okay. Thank you
Now
for trying.
you're gonna make me brush up on my Chinese now.
Uh,
Uh, how about this? Here's a simple one if you want to
mm,
try this too. This is like it's adorable because we saw nieces
oh,
recently, but
oh.
uh, You could say 我做晚饭给你吃 means I've made food for you to eat because I love food. So she did that recently. It was really adorable.
It's precious. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I have the clock yelling at me about 10 seconds, so I just want to say
Wait,
again, thank you
is
so
it
much. Seconds remaining
wow,
$18. I know.
that went really, really fast.
Well,
That's
thank
odd.
you. I know. Well, I'll bother you again
Yeah.
on the internet. So I hope maybe I'll see you in person, offer you a
On,
beer and some stuff.
next time we can actually, I'm going to do one more. Next time we can actually do that. That would be great. It was a pleasure. It was an honor. Thank you so much for your questions.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
thank you for again doing this. It's just been great.
Yeah. Take care over there. Okay.
Oh
We'll talk to
God.
you soon.
I know. Gas the Republicans. No.